What is up, sexy beast? Crazy Rabbit here, and today we're going to be doing the top 5 best LMGs to have on high rounds, so let's go ahead and get this shit started. So this list is only going to be Treyarch weapons, and I decided to at least include one LMG from every game, so that way this entire list just isn't like Black Ops 3 LMGs, because as we all know, generally speaking, the weapons we have nowadays in zombies are a lot better than the weapons we used to have. So taking the number 5 spot is going to be the RPK. I decided to put the RPK here over the HK21, because really on round 50 neither of these weapons can do anything, so it all kind of came down to personal preference, and I actually like using the RPK a lot better than the HK21, mainly just because the RPK has such a faster fire rate. When we actually upgrade it to the R115 resonator, it's going to get a damage boost, the fire rate's going to stay the same, but it's going to carry a lot more ammo. It's going to carry 500 in stock and 125 in its magazine, which is really good, especially for Black Ops 1 weapons, because back in the day in Black Ops 1, weapons just really didn't carry that much ammo, and the RPK was one of those exceptions, which it should be. It's an LMG, so it should carry a lot of ammo. But unfortunately, on round 50, the RPK isn't really going to do much. It's going to struggle to get some kills. Now, you might get some over time just because of how much ammo this thing actually carries, but if you were wanting a really fast kill or to kill a lot of zombies, this weapon might not be for you, but I still do think it wins over the HK21, and that's why I put it at number 5. So coming in at number 4 is going to be a personal favorite of mine, the MG42. The MG42 is definitely one of my favorite weapons of all time. I just remember sitting on that catwalk in Reese and just using this weapon for days, staying alive till like round 20 or 30 and then eventually dying. And probably the main reason that I just love this weapon is because of its fire rate. It has one of the fastest fire rates in zombies. Now, I'm not saying it is the fastest, but it's definitely up there. It has such an incredible fire rate, and it carries just so much ammo when you actually upgrade it to the Barracuda FU-A11. It's going to carry 750 in stock and 125 in the magazine. And really the only downsides to this weapon is, one, when you actually upgrade it, the damage really doesn't change, and two, your mobility is terrible. If you try to train with this weapon out, the zombies are just going to immediately catch up to you and tickle your pickle, and you really don't want that. So if you were going to try to train with this weapon, you really have to run with something else out and then switch to this weapon after you put some distance between you and the zombies, and then shoot, and then switch out to a different weapon and run away again. So that's really the only downside to this. If you can actually use this weapon on round 50, like if you can actually get enough distance between you and the zombies to actually use it, you can get some kills with it. It's not going to be anything like incredibly fast, but you will be able to get some kills, so that's why I decided to put this weapon at number 4. So taking the number 3 spot is going to be the Death Machine from Mob of the Dead, or when you upgrade to the Meat Grinder. Now this weapon almost has a fire rate similar to the MG42, it's just a little bit slower, and this weapon does carry a lot of ammo, especially in its actual magazine. It's going to carry 550 in stock and 550 in the magazine, which is really good. You only have to reload really once with this weapon. So this weapon is just really good. It just carries so much in its magazine, you'll really never have to worry about reloading. And similar to the MG42, the only real downsides to this thing is, well, not its damage, because this thing does a lot of damage, but its mobility. You're really going to run slow with this thing out, so you want to put some distance between you and the zombies before you actually start to use it. But unlike the MG42, when you actually pack a bunch of this Death Machine to the Meat Grinder, it's going to get a damage boost, and it's actually going to be able to kill some things on round 50 relatively quick. And especially when you use this thing against the Brutuses, this thing will just tear their assholes a new one. So that's why I decided to put this one at number 3. Alright, and taking the number 2 spot is going to be the 48 Dredge, or when you upgrade it to the Trapezohedron Shard, I believe that's how you pronounce it. This is going to be a 6-round burst weapon. It's going to carry 720 in stock and 120 in its magazine, relatively similar to how much the MG42 actually carries. And this thing will get a damage boost when you actually upgrade it, and its mobility isn't as bad as some of the other LMGs on this list, and you can actually throw attachments on this weapon to make it just even better. And the reason this is number 2 is because this thing will tear some ass on round 50. This thing is definitely one of the better weapons to have on high rounds. This thing will just tear zombies apart. Really, as long as you can get that full 6-round burst into those zombies, they're probably gonna die. And this thing does have some pretty impressive penetration power, so as long as you get them all sort of in one big group, they're just gonna be immediately taken out. So the 48 Dredge is definitely one of the best LMGs to have on high rounds. Now me personally, I'm not a huge fan of it just because I don't like burst weapons, but I can't acknowledge how good this weapon actually is. So that's why I decided to put it at number 2. Alright, and taking the number 1 spot is going to be the Dingo, or when you upgrade it to the Direwolf, and I believe this is actually one of the more powerful LMGs. It's going to carry 600 in stock and 120 in its magazine when you actually fully upgrade it, and you can also throw a bunch of attachments on it. So the Dingo is definitely one of the best weapons in Black Ops 3, and I would even say in zombies in general. It's just such a good weapon. It takes out boss zombies really quick, it takes out regular zombies fairly quick, and on high rounds, it's still going to be able to kick some ass. And I would definitely say it's even a fan favorite. Everyone just loves this weapon. It doesn't have like the world's most impressive fire rate, it doesn't carry the most ammo, and its mobility is right there with the 48 Dredge, but goddamn can this weapon kick some ass. So if you need a weapon to take to high rounds, I would definitely recommend the Dingo. It is just such a fantastic weapon. So that's been my top 5 list. Now I know these weren't like the top 5 best LMGs. If I did that, it would mainly just be Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 weapons, and I kind of want to have Black Ops 1 and World at War on this list just so people don't complain in the comments. So I'm very curious to know, what's your guys' top 5 favorite LMGs. Not which ones do you guys think are the best, just which one are you guys' favorites. So if you guys could, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done already. Peace.